Hey all, Baruch Levi B here from Soul Centered. Welcome. Soul Centered is a center for meaning, spirituality, purpose, healing in the afternoon of life. The afternoon of life, let's say 40-ish and onwards, midlife and onwards, is an opportunity, right? Is a new time in our life for new opportunities to go deeper, to rise higher, to live a more purposeful, meaningful, inspirational life. And that's the work that I do. I work with clients. My wife Ariella and I co-founded Soul Centered. She works with clients. We work with clients to guide people through the afternoon of life. And nothing is more important than the idea of the arena in the afternoon of life. The arena isn't my idea, it's Franklin Delano Roosevelt's idea. I'm sure, or maybe you've heard the quote. It's been kind of extracted from a much longer speech he gave, but it's a very powerful and important quote. And I'm going to read it in a moment. I don't usually read passages, but this one is that important. It's personal for me. It got me through my midlife crisis. About 5 years ago, I guess at this point, I left being a synagogue rabbi, a rabbi altogether, and went up into the entrepreneurial world where I've been for the past, I was for about 3 or 4 years, and now Soul Centered, which is a spiritual entrepreneurial effort, and now back to my kind of core life purpose of guiding people. But for a time, I was in the arena and I was battling, in many ways, battling so many different areas professionally and in a new country, starting over. And I'm not alone because the people I guide are all in the arena of life. Some of them are going through divorce, some of them are on the other side of divorce. Many are dealing with relationship struggles, professional identity crisis, financial crisis, COVID. This is an arena for many people right now. It is a battle on so many different levels. How do we respond to the arena of life? The morning of life, the first half of life or so, yes, there are arenas, but we're different, they're different. Something happens midlife and onwards where the battle becomes, well, the stakes are higher. Usually it's not just us anymore, but we're responsible for others. Start getting into mortality, death of a loved one, or our own mortality, physical illness can put us into the arena. But whatever the arena is, what I do is teach people what I've had to do in my own life, which is to consciously face it, to choose to enter it, to find new goals, new rules, new tools, as we say in the afternoon of life, for the arena, to move through the arena, and to transform the arena into not something to be avoided, because there's going to be many more arenas in life. Something, not certainly to seek out. You don't go seeking out the arenas, but don't worry, they'll find you, especially in the afternoon of life. But when they come, to face them and to utilize them as an opportunity to grow, because that's why we're here. There is no other reason to be here than to evolve, than to grow, than to expand who we are, our identity, our spirit, our soul. So I'm going to read you the passage from the arena because it's worthy. And I had this on my computer screen for about 3 years while I was in Israel. It is not the critic who counts, writes FDR. Not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes up short again and again, because there is not effort without error and shortcomings, but who does actually strive to do the deed, who knows the great enthusiasm, the great devotion, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. It should say he, her, but it was a different time, and I don't change other people's quotes. But if you're female, you know this is speaking to you as well. This is such a deeply important passage with so many worthy conversations to be had in it, not the least of which is that it isn't about perfection. It isn't about doing it perfectly. The morning of life, we are taught it's about being perfect. In the afternoon of life, it is about getting up, over and over and over again, because the only true defeat is to succumb, is to give up, is to check out, is to leave. I don't say this lightly. My father, of blessed memory, killed himself in the later years, in the afternoon of his life. My grandmother killed herself in the afternoon of her life. I would say that that is the only failure, and I've come to forgive them for it, but it is a failure to leave this world prematurely by choice. Now I believe they're doing the work on the other side. But as long as we're here and we're getting up again and again and again, then that is not failure. Ultimately, that is what it means to be in the afternoon of life. That is how we find meaning, and we find purpose, and we find inspiration, and we bestow and impart meaning and purpose and inspiration to those who are around us and to those who come after us. And that's what it means to be in the arena. They come, and when they come, it isn't to navigate them and manage them perfectly. There is no perfect in the afternoon of life. Right? You are perfectly imperfect. It is about embracing those imperfections, learning from those imperfections, and getting up to strive forward again and again and again. The rabbi of Kutsk once said, "There's nothing more whole than a broken heart." The afternoon of life in the arena is about taking the brokenness and facing it and learning from it and moving forward. And that's the work that I do, and that's the work that I would love to talk to you about. I guide people through the afternoon of life, and this specifically whatever kind of arena you're facing. And there's 1,000 types of arenas. I invite you to take me up on a discovery session. So I offer a 30-minute complimentary discovery session to get to know you, to learn about the arena that you're facing, and to help you in any way I can. Even if you choose not to work with me, we choose not to work together, at least you have an outsider's perspective on whatever arena you're going through, and we need an outsider's perspective. We need a guide through life, and especially when we're facing the arena. So if you are in the afternoon of life and you're facing your own arena, I'd be honored and privileged to hear from you. But no matter what, I wish you namaste, shalom, salam, and peace in the afternoon of life. Take care. You can get a hold of me at Baruch, B-A-R-U-C-H, at mysoulcenter.org, or jump over to mysoulcenter.org, and would love to hear from you. Take care.